Welcome. My name is Thomas Ledford, aka Taxman88, and I'm here to share in this video a conversation concerning tax preparation basics and how we get started in this industry. It's basically from a point of view of learning basic income tax skills and knowledge. That's how 98% of us get started. So when we've been in this industry 19 years, 13 as a business owner, I took a basic income tax course from a nationally owned brand in my local neighborhood. And from there, that's how I got introduced to tax preparation, taxation. And from that experience grew a passion to prepare individual income taxes and to help people with their tax preparation needs. That's how I got started. So when it comes to learning basic tax preparation skills and knowledge, for most of us, we start with basic income tax preparation skills and knowledge that we're given by going through somebody's course. That's either through, like I said, a local tax service in your area, or maybe a city college might offer a tax program, or maybe even a school of higher education might have a program that's designed to help you learn about basic income tax preparation. But no matter what venue you go through, normally that's where we start. We start learning the basics of income tax preparation, and from there, after we've built up some clientele and some confidence and some knowledge for ourselves and some type of financial success, then we decide maybe to go off into another area after we've been here for a while. But it's a lot of money to be made just in individual 1040 tax returns, where you don't have to go into a whole nother direction if you don't want to make life-changing income. And so that's been my experience of being in this industry as long as I have, is that I made life-changing income out the gate just from preparing individual 1040 series returns from people who lived in my neighborhood as well as out of my neighborhood, as well as in different states. And so when it comes to learning tax preparation skills and gaining the knowledge, if you go to a lot of local venues to learn it, they basically give you an introduction to learning basic tax preparation skills. And that introduction is all it is, because number one, it's new to you. You never heard this information before. And so you're being introduced to some information that hopefully you can understand and interpret and wrap your mind around, and able to be able to even prepare the returns from the course that you're taking. Everybody can't do what I do when it comes to being in this industry. And based on my 19 years of experience, 13 as a business owner, and teaching a basic income tax course for over 15 years in my local area, I understand that this is not for everybody. So that's why when it comes to my mentorship and coaching program, I make sure the potential client/student knows what they're getting themselves into, especially for ones who come to me who choose to start their own tax preparation business from the standpoint of having no prior knowledge or skills or training whatsoever. And so for those individuals, I definitely have to educate them, show them what's possible, show them what the actual training process is going to look like and be like. That way they can make an educated, informed decision if they still want to pursue this industry and start their own tax preparation business. For people who already been working in this industry like I have, who decide to make the shift to start their own tax preparation business, then I don't have to do that uh, extra step of educating and showing them what's this going to look like, because ones who are already working in this industry for any significant time knows from the standpoint of having basic knowledge and skills already, that the next piece of that you have to learn is how to basically operate a tax preparation service by setting up yourself as a tax preparation service. And so that's the step we take for people who already have prior knowledge and skills and experience already in industry. But for people who have nothing at all as far as prior training and skills whatsoever, who choose for whatever reason to make this a business model, then I walk them through a process that shows them up front what they get themselves into. And then after they decide they still want to embark on this journey, then we generally make a payment and we get started. I give them access to the training, and we get 2 live trainings every week to go over the information that they are learning, to make sure they're learning it right, make sure they're interpreting it correctly, make sure they got a grasp, a good foundation on what they're learning, so they can have a good chance of being successful in this industry out the gate. So that's what I offer when it comes to my mentorship and coaching program. When it comes to tax preparation and learning the basics, we generally start off myself. Uh, these are called publications. These are publications that I actually use for my students that I give them to learn from. And the course is 12 weeks, and they generally get over 25 to 30 publications on different topics that they learn from to help them to learn how to prepare individual income taxes. And so when it comes to preparing basic income taxes and learning the skills, the publications I just showed you gives you knowledge in certain areas. When it comes to dependents, you get knowledge in the publication 501 about how to determine a qualifying dependent versus a qualifying relative. In publication 501, you get to determine the requirements to file a tax return or not. So publication 501 is one of the publications I start off all new clients with, along with publication 502, 3, publication 525, publication 596, publication 535. So there's several publications that they get up front to study from and to read from and to learn from. That's going to give them the knowledge they need to be able to determine uh, certain aspects of what they're going to be doing in the real world when it comes to the 5 filing statuses, being able to determine which client should have what type of filing status is important. Of course, married couples speak for themselves, especially if they live together. Non-married couples, they might either be single or they might be head of household. That's going to vary. People who have children don't necessarily become considered head of household when it comes to tax uh, filing purposes. To mothers and fathers who have children, they consider themselves head of household, but from a filing a tax return standpoint, there's requirements to that. So if you don't meet the requirements to be considered head of household, regardless if you have children or dependents or not, then you won't be getting that status claimed on your tax return. So that's what it is so important to acquire the knowledge and the skills that's needed to help clients determine what correct filing status they should have. When you're doing a client who's married and they live in the same house together, they have two options and two options only. They're either going to file a married filing joint return or a married filing separate return. That's it and that's all. Anything other than that is unacceptable. For a person who's not married, uh, who don't have children, of course, they're automatically going to be single. But for people who have children, uh, when it comes to singles versus head of household, when it comes to determining that, it's requirements that's set down in the publication that we use to determine if you qualify the head of household status. And so that's what we educate our clients on and let them know that when it comes to being head of household, it's not about you having children. You know what I'm saying? That play a role, but that's not the only role that determines if you're going to be head of household or not, as far as filing a tax return. And so that's important to let your clients know. When it comes to learning basic tax preparation skills and knowledge, along with the publications that I showed you, we have the different forms that they learn about, the 1040, the 2441 forms, the 8812, the Schedule EIC, Schedule C, Schedule SE, Schedule 8880, uh, Form 8829. So those are considered basic forms because those are the most popular forms that majority of the clients you're going to run across going to have on their tax return. So that's why they are considered the basics to me. So when it comes to learning the skill and gaining the knowledge, you must be willing to study uh, and read and to comprehend this information effectively and correctly, and to understand what you're reading and being able to answer the questions correctly when it comes to filling out the different forms that I just mentioned. You know, these forms are forms that you need to read carefully, follow the instructions carefully, and do what they say based on what you think it says. And if you're trying to self-learn, you definitely need to have someone that you can go to that's going to verify the information that you're learning to be correct. And so that's one of the biggest things about being in this industry is that a lot of times we have to take it upon ourselves to make a decision that we want to make a career out of this and learn what we need to learn, and we take continuing education courses that allow us to verify the information that we're learning to be correct. And so that's one of the ways to find out that the stuff I'm learning at home on my own, uh, to find out if it's correct, I have to take continuing education courses in different topics in different areas of what I'm already learning, by going through someone else's course to make sure that we both using the same information when it comes to giving it to our clients. And so that's how you check and balance yourself when it comes to learning basic tax preparation skills and knowledge. Is that if you, like me, I found out a long time ago that learning is something you have to want to learn. Working for companies, especially the franchise companies and the mom and pop independent tax services, uh, you definitely have to be on top of your A game when it comes to learning these skills and gaining the knowledge. Because a lot of them, they don't possess it themselves, so they definitely can't teach it to you. So you got to want to know this, you got to want to learn this, and you got to be all in with this skills and knowledge when it comes to the tax preparation and taxation. There's so much information to cover when it comes to 1040s individual tax returns that a lot of it you'll probably never get to see and use, because when we get started, a lot of us start with low income families. Uh, and a lot of times we never really shift out of that category because there's so much money to be made just with those group of individuals that there's no need to go anywhere else unless you just have a desire, a passion, and a zeal to learn some different skills and knowledge when it comes to different types of tax returns. There's over 10 different type of returns we can prepare to make money from. 1040 individuals is just have to be the basic one that everybody normally gets started with. But we got corporate returns, we got partnership returns, we got uh, we got 1120S returns we can do. We got people who uh, might have estates they need done for. They might have people who might have trusts they need. I mean, so many ways to make money in this industry, but it's based on having the knowledge and skills to be able to do that. And so we all get started with basic 1040 tax returns. I ran into a person who want to master corporate returns, but you haven't even learned how to do individual basic returns. And so that's like trying to skip grammar school and going straight to college. That's not how it works. I'm not saying you can't do it that way, but traditionally and normally we start with basic individual 1040 returns. We learn this stuff. We get good at this stuff. We get confident with this information. We make money doing this here first, and then if we have a desire to master a different type of return, we can pursue that uh, as well while we making money in the industry of basic 1040 series returns. So you don't want to shoot yourself in the foot by skipping all the money you can make preparing individual returns to go straight to corporate returns. Because see, number one, you got to be able to find someone who's going to be able to teach you corporate returns correctly, master that, get good at that, and then position yourself to go out here and get corporate clients. And so that's a whole nother world in itself. So a lot of us start 1040 series, basic tax preparation returns. Like I say right now, for myself, I'm studying these three different publications, 550, 560, and 575. And these are dealing with different topics. We're dealing with investment income and expenses. We're dealing with retirement plans for small businesses, and we're dealing with business expenses. So those are some of the topics that I'm learning uh, about and that I'm mastering really, because see, a lot of times we just get introduced to the information, but it's up to us to go deeper, go past the surface. The surface information is the stuff I talk about on videos, but to go deeper than that, I have to read the whole publication. I got to learn it over, read it over and over again, learn it. There's other publications that link to this publication that you got to go pull up and bring and learn and read about. So there's so many different publications that build on one another. This information builds on one another, it's connected and linked to other information. So to master basic income tax series returns, uh, the money that can be made just from doing that is 6 figure, 7 figure income. So to go outside of this industry far as basic tax preparation skills, is something that is very optional. It's not mandatory to make life-changing income for you and your family. So when it comes to basic tax preparation knowledge and skills, uh, I teach my students with the publications. I give them the different forms they're gonna need. I let them learn by using software. I got two different softwares that I'm using that I give my uh, mentorship students access to, and that's Drake and my tax prep office software. And I let them know that these are the ones I like, but you don't have to use those. They're not mandatory. Basically, based on how much you want to spend on software, is what that's really all about. So if you got $600 you want to spend on software, then I'm gonna show you some software that falls into that range. Now Drake got a pay-as-you-go version for $330 plus tax, but the problem with that is it gives you 15 returns, but those 15 returns are locked in. You can't switch them out. That means if you put 15 returns into the system with Drake pay-as-you-go, and those 15 people don't all come back to get their taxes completed, then you're in trouble, which means you got to upgrade the software to the full version, which takes 75 more returns at $22 a piece, which is another $1,700. So you spent over $2,000 just by the full version of Drake, but it's worth it because it's user-friendly software. When it comes to software, I don't care what it's designed to do. If it's not user-friendly, you're going to eventually get frustrated. You're not going to want to use it. And then you're going to be looking for something else to use that's going to make your job much easier. So Drake is user-friendly, but it's pricey, but it's worth it. My tax prep office has 3 different versions of it, and it's more affordable than Drake, but it's not as user-friendly than Drake, to me, in my opinion. But I let them check those things out for themselves. They get to choose for themselves Drake versus my tax prep office to see which one you like the best and go from there. If you decide out of those two, uh, you don't like either one of them, then there's other software that I can show you and allow you to request demos to, but the choice is yours. You know what I'm saying? It's all about you having your own business setup. It's all about you having tax preparation, basic knowledge and skills under your belt. So when real world clients come to your door, you know how to service them. You know how to fully do an interview and ask them the appropriate questions and document those questions and put them inside the file. So much to learn and do when it comes to having your own tax preparation business that my mentorship and coaching program is designed to help you learn all of that. It's a full service, all in one stop shop to learning how to start your own tax preparation business. And so for people who know they're ready, they've been procrastinating for the longest, and we still got all of October, November, December, and January to help you get yourself ready to make money for the 2020 tax season, which starts in January of 2021. You know, and so, like I say, uh, the financial capabilities in this industry is awesome. To make life-changing income from learning these skills and gaining the knowledge is awesome. Learning how to operate your own tax preparation business and grow it to the point where now you have trusted employees that's running your location for you is where you want to get to. You don't want to be doing this 19 years later and you still a one-man show. You don't want to do that. That's not recommended. Uh, it's nothing fun about it. And even though I've been in this industry 19 years, 13 as a business owner, the key to what I'm doing is that I train people and show people how to start their own tax preparation business. And so it's not about me having employees to help run my business anymore, but it's about me showing other people how to set up their own tax service. So inside the description of this video, I left a link uh, where if you join my email list and follow me on my journey, you get to receive different 20 to 50% discounts on all the different products and services that I offer. You get to be educated and shown how to run and operate a tax preparation business by following me until you become ready to take action on getting started for yourself. And so my YouTube channel is the place where you can go to learn more about me. My YouTube channel is my primary marketing strategy that I use to get the clients that I do get for my mentorship and coaching program. And so the Drake and the My Tax Prep Office software training I have a special going on that ends October the 6th. You buy either one and you get the other one for free. You get 8 sessions live training with me, and the way I got that written down is that the reason I say 8 sessions instead of 8 weeks is that you get to use the 8 sessions the way you need to use them. If I said 8 weeks, the 8 weeks will start from the day you purchase the software. And a lot of times, if you're busy right now and you can't utilize me to the utmost, then you will run out your 8 weeks really quick. So that's why I said 8 sessions, which means there can be 2 in October, 2 in November, 2 in December, and 2 in January. So when it comes to learning what I learned and doing what I do, if you're ready to make that transition, if you're ready to take action, if you're ready to change your financial situation for the better, and make the sacrifice and the commitment, and put the discipline and action behind that, this is the best time to make it happen for yourself, because COVID-19 is here. We don't know how long it's going to last, and you want to position yourself to change your financial future for the better, and adapt to what's happening with COVID-19 by having a business model that you can work from anywhere in the world. I can do what I do from anywhere in the world as long as I got a laptop and high-speed internet. How wonderful would that be if you could run a business anywhere in the world as long as you had your laptop and high-speed internet? How great would that be? That's awesome freedom. That's awesome flexibility to make life-changing income for you and your family and not be stuck and tied down to one space. And so the flexibility of having a virtual office, a virtual business at your disposal, and make life-changing income in the process is an awesome opportunity that you don't want to miss. So if you're already doing your part, that you've been procrastinating, you haven't taken action yet. You got things that's holding you back mentally and emotionally, that you need to have squashed. That you need to have someone you can talk to that's going to educate you, that's going to show you what the real deal is, that's going to help you get started, that's going to help you be successful, that's going to help guide you on a path to success inside this industry, where you won't make the mistakes I make, where you won't uh, get yourself in trouble like I did. Uh, Learning as you go is a situation that we all follow. We all make mistakes with that type of situation where we learning as we go. We all make mistakes. But if you want to eliminate as much as you can by joining me and follow me on getting started with your own tax preparation business, this is the best opportunity right now to make that happen for yourself. You can give me a call at 773-782-1320, or go to my uh, YouTube channel, The World of Tax Preparation. Any one of my videos has my contact information in it. I got my email address. I got the telephone number in there. I got my website. So it's all type of ways you can contact me and talk to me about you getting started and taking action today. And I'll see you in my next video.